Hello and good morning from Coventry. Today we're going to take a little trip around the West Midlands with this. A day tripper. Full stop. All of the trains, all of the buses, all of the trams, we're going to go on a portion of those. And I say we because I am joined by...
Hello.
It's only Van Manyo.
Wow, you got my name right.
Hey, we both start with VA.
Wow, we're like twins.
The Vab Boys. Tell everybody what your channel is about in, specifically, 8 words.
Trains and maybe some buses too.
Trains and some buses maybe also. Let's go and do that. That's basically our day. So this big old new station development is about 4 years old, but Daddy says it's not very well used.
It's sort of not in the best place. If you want to go to Coventry, go to the old building.
We're going to start our day by getting the bus, because we can. How exciting. We've just had a little poke around Coventry Cathedral, the shell of the old building. You've taken me to basically what feels like the nice bits of Coventry, and I'm wondering, does the rest of it extend that niceness, or?
Obviously Coventry was bombed in the war, so lots of it is sort of like 60s, 50s, 60s rebuild, but there's still some like really nice old buildings along here.
Here we go then. It's got a character of sorts. Is this big old tower thing like
I think the statue
original?
inside it is old, and that's like was protected. I think the casing on it's relatively new.
It says
Only the
Hengi.
6th.
Hengi. This clock tower here feels very Germanic. I mean, it's a little bit ironic, isn't it, that it's Germanic, but you got a little kind of bell thing over there, you got the eagles. And of course, the most Germanic thing of all is a clock that's telling the wrong time, because notoriously they're terrible at engineering. Okay, complete the sentence. Me when I...
Have to go to Coventry.
Ooh.
I have to live within its vicinity. I mean, that's bad enough.
I mean, yeah, but look, we've got a nice kind of...
It's not. I don't
Rainbow.
think Coventry's that bad. All this on the right in a second is going to be completely demolished and rebuilt into some like completely new city centre part. So
Okay. Crikey, that is very light rail. How are you going to fit all the people in a little plastic bottle? I've missed the test of very light rail, but you've been on it.
I have been on it. I don't want to plug, but I have made a video on it. It was cool, and hopefully we can see some in passenger earning service soon.
How optimistic would you be that they can actually get it rolled out as they have intended?
There probably won't be the money for it, because there isn't the money for anything nowadays. There will be some variant of a very light rail.
And based on your, 200-metre experience, do you think it actually could be something that gets rolled out across a lot of cities and like smaller cities?
The only issue is the capacity, because it's only got the capacity of a bus, and there's a wasp in my face, but I think if they can fix the capacity, if they can increase the amount of people that you can get on it, then I think it's sort of a no-brainer, because it's like half the price of a tram, and you can get the same benefits from it.
Is it pure capacity, or is it also like how frequent you can make the service?
Yeah, I mean, they said they wanted it, I think it was like every 5 minutes or something, if it was actually deployed into Coventry.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see.
So whilst there is a new-ish entrance to Coventry Station, it does seem like all the wayfinding and just the paths lead you into this older 60s, 50s concourse, which is giving me shades of Euston, shades of the old Wolverhampton station. I quite like this. I
actually think it's better than the new one, in my opinion.
It's got more character. I can see how it would look run down if it wasn't kept well.
Yeah, I must say Avanti do a good job at making it nice.
Yeah, it's got this whole like wrap-around window mural. I like the wooden ceiling. I don't know if I would do tier ratings for like stations beyond the current thing, but this feels like at least a high B. At least a high B.
I was going to say B, yeah.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll do a fuller review. Would you like that?
Every station in the UK.
We're not doing every station in the UK. What I will say is that this walkway, you kind of do a little spiral, and aesthetically, it's great. Practically, I can imagine it being very annoying if you know your train is like about to leave, but you can't get to it.
You're not going to be able to run.
You have to go away from where you're trying to get to where you're getting to. There is a train there that we could have gotten.
We have actually just missed a train, so I think we've determined that stairwell actually does make you miss trains. The train crashed.
That was a good opening line to that particular
I don't know if it got it.
What if the train crashed?
But yeah.
Our train crashed. And now I've said that, I can quote it in the thumbnail. We're on the train from Coventry, and we're going to Birmingham International. The theme of the day is just like doing things just because they're there. There's something at Birmingham International Airport. that's worth having a go on. So this is the world's first maglev, which...
Not this exact one.
This is the site of the world's first maglev. Maglev is cool as a concept, but it doesn't really feel any different to anything, does it? You still get bouncy.
It could be a monorail, it could be a bus.
But magnets. Well, I've just found out by virtue of actually doing some research.
Yes.
That it's not maglev now. It used to be maglev.
2003 they changed it to a cable liner, probably because it's too expensive and
breaks too much.
Yeah.
Maglev, it's always the future, but it's never the present. This shot took about 45 minutes to set up because we've got 2 cameras.
And then your mic didn't work for the first time.
That's true, that's true. We actually started trying to record this shot just coming out of New Street, and we are now...
Yeah, I don't even know where we are.
We're now in the middle of nowhere. So we've just come through Birmingham New Street for the first time of probably a few times today.
I'm sure, yes.
And we're now going to head to wonderful Walsall.
Now that is my phrase, because I said it first.
Wicked Walsall. But what are we going to do when we get to Walsall?
Leave, hopefully.
I think there's a case to be made that Bescot Stadium station might well be one of the ugliest stations, or the ugliest station locations anywhere in the country. But Bescot Stadium hosts Walsall FC. I've learned that their stadium, for sponsorship reasons, was up till recently called the Poundland Stadium, which is
amazing.
Perfection. That's great. Okay, so far in Walsall, been here for 5 minutes. We've got a big modern art gallery, which I've definitely been to on a school trip as a kid. But then there's also a dead BHS over here, still bearing the BHS logo. It doesn't really have much evidence of anything going on.
What's going on behind us as well? Like there's just like a fence and...
Well, it says danger, keep out, because obviously these colourful shapes on the floor are quite dangerous. You have to make what you can of this place.
There's a bus.
Oh, bus! That's 30 minutes in Walsall, and...
Yeah. Won't be rushing back to come out.
No, it's not the vibe.
Maybe like 50,000 likes and then you can do a part 2.
Yeah, okay, there you go. If 50,000 likes, I'll come back to Walsall and go in more detail. Mum, I want Hampstead. We've got Hampstead at home. Hampstead at home. Well, there was a lovely rewilding project that I saw on the abandoned platforms at Duddeston, but right now we are about to come back into Birmingham New Street. We've gone in a bit of a circle, and we're coming past, of course, the HS2 works for what will be one day, probably, Curzon Street, the terminus here. Of course, if you're interested in the construction of HS2, well, stay tuned, eh? Keep an eye on that. Unfortunately, Danny has... Well, his ticket isn't working at the gates, which is...
What are we talking about?
I'm talking about how your ticket, aesthetically it's good, pragmatically lacking. We're going to go to somewhere very exciting, by which I mean somewhere utterly mundane for normal people and normal life. And here we are with Ozzy the Bull in a very apt week to be here in Birmingham. We just got passed by an X22 bus which said that its destination was Birmingham via California.
It's quite the detour, isn't it?
Well, you'd say so, but we're actually live from Birmingham, Alabama, which obviously is very close to California. Yes. They're right next door. Just walking through the lovely underpass to Birmingham Moore Street, where we're not going to get a train, we're going to get a bus, a different express bus, heading out of the city centre again in a different direction. There was actually a bit of a tactic in going to Walsall. I'm going to state the claim now that Birmingham is overhated as a city. It's actually quite alright for the most part. By going to Walsall first, we can anchor everybody's expectations really low. And then Birmingham, by comparison, is like actually quite nice. Welcome to Bordesley, the least used station in the West Midlands. Why is it the least used station?
Because it gets 1 train a week.
And we're about to get on it. The 1408 service to
Kidderminster.
Oh look, here you go. Here's the train times.
Oh my god, that is...
Here's the full timetable. In we go. There's no ticket office. I like how it says there's trains in 2 possible directions.
Well, actually, technically there are on Birmingham City match day, so you can get a train to Dorridge.
I've been to worse stations based on what I'm seeing in here. You can tell there's some sort of like Victorian-ish stuff going on. This is where it gets Spartan.
It's not much here. Should we have a little play on this little machine?
Oh, you swipe over it. That feels
Platform.
quite... You might accidentally swipe the emergency thing.
No, I did that once, and then I think it it gives you like 15 seconds to confirm your emergency.
I mean, it's a good vantage point. No benches, there's a shelter with no seating in it. Given the state of this, it's actually kept...
Yeah, it's relatively well kept for a station which gets one train a week. If it got a really good service, who knows, maybe it would be a really popular and busy station, but chances are it's not going to get any service because the station might be closed.
Wait, what? Why?
Because of the Midlands Rail Hub, which is this new plan to basically upgrade Birmingham Moor Street Station and Birmingham Stone Hill Station, get more services out of there towards Nottingham and the East Midlands and Wales and other places, and it will mean, I believe, a new bit of track will be built called the Bordesley Curve or something, and it will mean that this station will have to close. So if you want to go to Bordesley, you need to go soon.
But you will be served by the Digbeth tram extension. It doesn't quite come here.
Yes, I believe it will come into this area in the near future. They've built it to Digbeth coach station just down there. One day, I think trams will come.
You know, it's not quite the same because this is a station. I don't know if I'm going to do the dance this time.
Why not? Do the dance.
It's a station. This is a station. It's a station.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody else.
I just got a very interesting little tidbit of information from Van Manyo himself that these trains used to be on the London Overground, specifically what is now the Suffragette line. You can tell that because there are some numbers on the carriage in TfL's Johnston font.
There is another way. If we go to the cab, I think the maquette is London Overground still for the driver's seat.
All we need to do is break into the driver's cab and...
Basically, yeah.
Welcome to Stourbridge Junction, a place that has meaning for two reasons, one of which is the duck, which I don't think anybody actually calls it, but it's a tiny, tiny, tiny train.
We should probably get on, actually, shouldn't we?
We should probably get on it, that looks a bit like a duck. And the other main reason is I used to go to sixth form here. It feels a bit like a bus on the inside.
Well, it basically is. Bus with wheels.
Yeah. Buses do have wheels generally.
bus on tracks.
So here we are at Stourbridge Town Station. What is quite unfortunate is that they've got no train information display. I don't know when the next train is going to be.
Yeah, how are you meant to know what you do? I have no idea.
Could be here for hours.
I'm not sure if this is true, but I believe that corner up there is one of the sharpest rail corners in Britain.
It does look quite sharp.
And this wasn't the original station. I believe this station dates back from the 90s because the bus station just there was built on top of the old station.
I think so. Oh, I lied. There's a thing up there.
Is there a little departure screen?
Departure screen, but not on the platform.
Fake information there from Vaguely Mundane. Everyone unsubscribe.
I enjoy lying. This bus stand A used to be where I would occasionally wait for the bus to my hometown. 90 minutes to do a journey that would take about 20 minutes in the car. The bus to my hometown is defunct. It saves other people from going through my plight. Over here, guys, this behind me, I'm glad it's still here, a place called The French Deli. If you're ever in Stourbridge and in need of a hearty lunch, great stuff in there. Baguettes, pasta soup. I am just reading from the awning here. My old sixth form. Over there I did English and film studies. Over there I did physics, and then back over this way I did maths. I always used to think that Stourbridge was a little bit naff, but it's kind of alright.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too bad. I mean, you said it wasn't like an amazing place. It's okay. I mean, would I ever come here? Probably not.
It's a place that spawned Jude and Joe Bellingham. Nah, missed that. Jude and Joe Bellingham. The Stourbridge shuttle back and forth. And now here we are at Stourbridge Junction once again, where we're going to catch a train back Birmingham bound, but changing at Smethwick Galton Bridge to then turn towards Wolverhampton. I thought it would be tremendously exciting to come here to Smethwick Galton Bridge, where you've basically got two lines stacked perpendicular-ish on top of each other. I like how this station has colour coding for its platforms. It's a nice touch. I think it probably should be done at more stations, and I can't think of anywhere else that does it than here. And this isn't like the most complex place ever. That's where they We are now at Wolverhampton station.
Wow.
and you can just see some of the parallels with Coventry Station, where we started the day.
Especially this stairwell here, it feels very 50s, 60s. These must be from the 1980s of the old Intercity branded trains.
They look of an era, don't they? When you're on the other, more modern footbridge, you can just about see an old, closed, lower level Wolverhampton station. But what happened to it? Where did it go?
I don't know the exact date, but I believe it was 1972 off the top of my head. I might be wrong, that it closed. It used to go on the line, through Snow Hill, through Leamington, along the Chiltern Main Line to Paddington and Marylebone. And they closed it along with the line from Snow Hill. And then in the 80s, they reopened the line from Snow Hill as far as Smethwick. They didn't open the line to Wolverhampton though, because that became part of what we're about to do.
The Midland Metro.
That was a good segue, wasn't it? We didn't plan that.
Here we are then, on the Midland Metro. It is tram o'clock. And
Ding, ding,
we're going
ding.
to take this one stop to Piper's Road, because I've got a little bit of personal history to engage in. This is Wolverhampton St George's tram stop. And no trams actually call here at the moment, or for the foreseeable future, but this platform is where I took my first ever rail-based public transport.
Wowzers.
As a child. Took it all the way to Birmingham. Don't know why we took this as opposed to the train, which would have been quicker, and I can't imagine much more expensive, but...
It's because this is like a bus on wheels, and the train is just a train.
Ah, good point, yeah. Yeah, this is where it all started in a way. And we need to go back to the extension so we can actually catch a tram. The trams are actually quite well integrated here, because you've got this, which is Piper's Row, right next to Wolverhampton bus station. Because all this is doing is looping round to Wolverhampton rail station, which is kind of the other side of this bus station. You've got two sides of the bus station served by tram stops-ish. We're going at a fair old lick here. I mean, the Croydon trams don't get up to this speed very often.
Definitely not, no.
I'm not going to do a wealth of fun facts or like hidden stuff about the trams, because you'd get annoyed because you've just done that. You've just done a two-part series on the secrets of the Midland Metro. We've just passed the junction for what will be the line
to
Dudley, and a tram's gonna. Do we know it? A tram's gonna come from either direction down to Dudley.
They're going to come from Birmingham and Wolverhampton.
Because it did look like a kind of triangle junction.
Yeah.
But that is definitely going to be like the biggest extension that the Metro's had.
Oh yeah, the Wolverhampton one is just a stub, and the one to Edgbaston, although it's good that it goes for the city centre, this will basically, it should in theory double the amount of trams on the network.
Yeah.
And that will really transform the network. It's meant to be at the end of this year or start of next year, so we'll have to stay tuned for that.
I'm not a neutral observer. I have much more affinity to the West Midlands than I do to Manchester, for instance. But I feel like Manchester has been much quicker in expanding its network.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Metrolink's really huge now. I'm not sure what's taken so long with the Midlands Metro. I think some people are saying that it sort of doesn't really serve much. Like, it serves a line which is already pretty well served by rail. Maybe it should branch into areas which don't have rail connection. I think this is exactly what this extension will do. Finally, it gets Dudley, which doesn't have a rail connection. It is slowly expanding, but it's taken its time, you're right.
We've just got off the Midland Metro at Bull Street. I've not been on the Metro past the original Snow Hill terminus.
So you've done about, 50 yards of...
It was thrilling. Yards. Also, I've always thought this particular office block does look evil.
It looks so cool. It's like an evil corporation, probably.
That's big evil vibes. Snow Hill, coming to that terminus was my first experience of coming to a big city.
I don't think I've ever been to that old terminus.
We're going to finish things off in the city centre. We're definitely not going to get as much Birmingham as I might have hoped, but that's okay because we've made up for it by showing you Walsall. We just decided to come up here because it's the centre of Birmingham. We are now going to race back.
Luckily it's all downhill. So.
It's all downhill from here. I mean, part of the reason I wanted to go up there was because at the time of recording, Ozzy Osbourne died this week, and none of us have any particular attachment to Ozzy Osbourne, but Birmingham does. And I think if we're making a video about Birmingham and its greater region, we need to kind of give a little nod to that. But now I have to go back to Coventry.
We made it though. Are you happy?
Yeah.
That is a man who's been to Walsall today.
Day tripper. That got us all around. A decent day of just schlepping around with no real purpose. This channel is all about when you put yourself in random situations, what quips can you come up with about the situation you're in? Danny, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you. Oh, we're moving. That's a great time. Thank you for having me on.
If you want to go and see Danny's video for a slightly different perspective on the exact same day. He has a lot of great stuff about the history of various
random
train operating companies and lines, and
there's a lot of wacky stuff on there. If you're interested in Tom's content, chances are you'll be interested in mine. So
what if actually we like Marmite and jam? If you like one, you hate the other, or something.
hopefully not.
You probably want to get on with your evening. So bye bye.
Bye bye.